welcome to the show. Brand new Dolphins team brewing for next season.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're going to have a very different looking Dolphins team come next season. No Tyreek, no Bradley Chubb, Nick Westbrook, Akine was waived, James Daniels, new head coach, new GM. I don't think we'll see Tua. There is the possibility. But this is a reset, right? This is a complete reset for all intents and purposes. Obviously, Devon Achane is going to be back. He's a key part. Jalen Waddle is going to be back. He's a key part. You still have key parts who are going to be back, but you're losing a significant number of recognizable names.
Okay, we've joked about it in the past with Bar Rescue, where that crazy guy comes in, the little heavyset dude, and he says, "Okay, Tanya's a great waiter, but this manager is garbage. So we can keep Tanya, but we need to adjust the management." And that's what, when they got rid of Bradley Chubb, which was a terrible contract, we knew that. That's why Bradley Chubb was renegotiating and putting incentives in his contract. Bradley Chubb was taking advantage of the Dolphins' bad contracts. We knew Tyree. We talked about that. Nobody thought Tyree was going to be back. Sully and Halfley came in, and they have to reset everything, and it's what they need to do to get back on top quickly, like we saw the Seahawks get back on top and the Patriots. Two teams that weren't good that got good. Reset. I'm personally, like you see, y'all got me emotional in the past of that I'm heartless. Bradley, go ball out. Tyreek, I hope your knee gets right. But for the Dolphin organization, you have to reset. You got to get your money back, and now you have to build a team that can compete for the Super Bowl like a team in our damn division in the Patriots that just went to a Super Bowl. Go ball out, fellas. Reset. Waddle came out and was like, "Am I next? If you're next, get rid of him." You know I'm not a fan of Waddle anyway. Let's put a team together that you really believe can compete.
By the way, Jalen Waddle did not say that. Someone reported that he said that, and Jalen Waddle retweeted it with a cap on it. So Jalen Waddle he's going to be back. There's no question in my mind he's going to be back.
And if he wants to be back, bring him back. Bring in a number one so he can be the number two, which he is. Like when they are coming out and not worried about feelings, but worried about the organization, that's why I think Chris Greer got caught up sometimes in friendships over productivity. And that's what I think Sully doesn't know none of these dudes. That's why I use the Bar Rescue reference. I love a guy that comes in, doesn't know Tanya and James and William and Sophia. He's evaluating what you did and how you affect the outcome of what happens at the end of the game on Sunday.
So here's what the Dolphins sent on social media. They said, "Thank you, Tyreek Hill, 4 seasons, 3-time team captain, 2-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time Pro Bowler, single-season franchise record for receptions and receiving yards." That was in 2023. And Cheetah himself, Tyreek Hill, put on Instagram, "From the bottom of my heart, thank you to the entire Dolphins organization, my teammates, the staff, and most importantly, Fins Nation for an unforgettable 4 years. From the moment I landed in Miami, I felt the love. You believed in me. You pushed me. You celebrated with me. These past few years have been some of the most meaningful of my life and career. To my brothers in the locker room who have come and gone, thank you for the wins, the L's, the memories, the sacrifices. We built something special together for the city of Miami. To all my coaches and the organization, thank you for challenging me to grow and holding me accountable. And to the fans, y'all are different, man. The way you showed up for us week after week, no matter the outcome, that was love for real. I feel it throughout the city and every time I stepped onto Hard Rock. Miami, you have become my home, but the journey doesn't stop here. Every chapter in life has taught me something. This one taught me leadership, resilience, and mostly gratitude. The love I have for this game is unexplainable. And right now, this offseason, for the first time ever, the Cheetah is all the way turned up and locked in, focused. The Cheetah don't slow down ever. So thanks to everyone wondering. To everyone wondering what's next, just wait on it. The Cheetah will be back, born again. Major love to the 305. And then the Cheetah icon and the peace out emoji. And that brings to an end
I like it.
our tenure with Tyreek Hill. Again, when the offense was humming, he was a good part of it. When he was injured, obviously, and the offense was stagnant, he wasn't. And the bottom line, though, is 4 seasons with arguably one of the best receivers in the league, maybe the best receiver in the league when he got here, and no playoff wins to show for it.
You had like you're saying, Hoch, I'm with you. I think the best receiver when he got here and when he led the league in receiving and all, he was the best receiver in the league when it worked out. There's more to a team than one piece. You go put Tyreek on the Patriots, they have a better chance of beating the Seahawks. Like, he's an amazing piece to an already established team. But if he is hampering that team to get those pieces to establish itself, you have to get rid of it. I don't want to say, I always say it's about acquiring talent and not letting it go. But when you're sitting stagnant like we are, you have to reset. So I'm glad you started a reset. You're seeing now this is a total Miami Dolphin reset.
This is it. It can be called whatever they want to call it. They can try to paint it however they want to paint it. They were in cap hell. They're freeing up cap space. They are identifying pieces that can be moved on from. I don't think this is the end of it. And this isn't a one-year fix either. You don't dig out from this mess of a problem in one season. You start to lay the handiwork to be able to do so, which is what they're doing here. They're saying to spin our wheels with Tyreek on the roster for another season makes no sense. To spin our wheels with Bradley Chubb makes no sense. I mean, on and on. And that's where I think you'll get to with Tua as well. I know you say, keep him. I believe that they are.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
What happened?
Yeah, you done hit them wires. We can't hear you.
Well, start talking.
He's up.
No, we can't. We can't hear you.
You upset. Hoch got upset about Tyreek leaving. Hoch is Chris Greer. No, nothing. We won't hear nothing.
Nothing.
You got so emotionally attached to Chris Greer and his people that now you can't even do it. You called him the big three. Greer.
Well, now you muted yourself. Oh my God.
But what they're doing is exactly what has to be done. And I don't know. It's something that I don't think Hoch is comfortable with having. And I think he has to accept it now, that the upset of what's going to happen, where are we going from here? Where are we going from here is where we need to go. I don't know the other side of this dark tunnel, but I have to know what this side of the wall is not exactly where I want to go. When I saw the Bradley Chubb stuff, Jimmy, and I saw the Tyreek Hill stuff, I embraced it. Not getting rid of talented players who Tyreek Hill's a Hall of Famer. I've said 100 times, Hall of Famer, first ballot.
100%.
He's going to go there. But to the point that now at this point, he's not helping this team get over that playoff hump, 25-year playoff hump. And that's just what it is. I love that they didn't try to piece together, because as we got rid of McDaniel, tried to piece together. People try to piece together. There's no more piecing together. There's no more caulking an old sink, caulking an old shower. Let's replace the shower. Let's not caulk it.
Did you say conking?
Caulking.
All right.
I'm a little country. I might have said caulking.
Thought I heard you say conking for a second.
Maybe I'll put some seashells in the shower.
When my mic cut out there, Jimmy, you didn't look panicked, but you also didn't look like you were ready to jump into action either. You just kind of looked forlorn and resigned to the fact that you were just going to sit there.
No, I try to improvise, but you
me. Did? I missed it. My
headphones a little bit.
Weren't working either. How did you improvise?
I spoke a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just to my.
What did you guys talk about?
I had about 2 more minutes left. I was just talking about this trade, and Jimmy said, "Yep."
No, but I meant not improvise, Jimmy. Like, what about trying to get me back on the air?
I mean, I'm not the one that disconnected you.
No, I understand that, but you're the one at master control. My point was, I thought maybe, because I could still see you, I thought maybe you'd pick up the phone and call or text me, hey, you
That's-
disconnected or whatever. It
You're
just
right.
seemed like you just kind of stared at me, because you could still see me on the video, no?
Yeah, I can still see you.
Yeah. It just didn't seem like you kind of fired all cylinders into motion to try to get me back on the show.
Well, I was just a little confused.
You were still trying to figure out what was going on?
Yeah, like either you disconnected yourself or what?
Right. No, that's what I'm
Did you
saying. That's
see-
where I thought you might reach out to me to try to troubleshoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Now, I know that. That's what I was pointing out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got there.
I brought him in, though, Hawk, because I started talking. I went in action, and I was like, okay, I'm going to speak about these moves and the decision-making process. And I was like, yeah, Jimmy. And I started talking to Jimmy, and he was staring at me. And I was like, I don't really want you to stare at me because I ain't got about 90 seconds left of this talking until things are going to go downhill fast. And I'm going to say, let's go to break and get Hawk back.
Somebody puts on the chat, we were all scared, Hawk. We were all scared. All right.
Jimmy, just
Let's
know I
do-
can go for about a minute and a half, Jimmy. And after the 90 seconds are up, it's curtains.
What do you think happened, Jimmy, now that we've had a little chance to think about it?
I think you accidentally disconnected your mic or headphones.
I think you are correct as well. I think I accidentally hit the wire here and disconnected my mic.
Or you hit the mute button by mistake.
No, I definitely, because I was muting and unmuting, but there was a little pop-up coming up that said the microphone cannot be recognized by StreamYard.
Ah, okay.
Hawk,
Yeah.
looking at the thread, Croquetta King brought up a great point. You give me hell about these technical issues. Now what's going on? So
Well,
I
you
give
just-
you hell about hitting your wife.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I know what I did, though. I accidentally knocked the cable. You just have bad internet at your house and refuse to fix it after 2 years.
It's bad when you really call somebody out on the options.
Let's do headlines. Headlines are sponsored by Durrell Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Durrell Volkswagen or DurrellVolkswagen.com. So NBA All-Star Weekend is over. The Heat's Keyshawn Johnson won the slam dunk contest. I don't know if you saw him on his first dunk. He brought out E40, Bay Area legend.
Ooh. Yeah.
Dame Lillard won the three-point contest. And so you've got regular season NBA action picking up again on Thursday night. And the Heat don't play again until Friday night. They will be in Atlanta. U.S. women's hockey team was victorious yesterday, which means they will play for the gold medal on Thursday afternoon against Canada. It's going to be a good game, and we'll be able to watch that during our show. So that'll be a fun Thursday afternoon show. U.S. men, they continued their quest for an Olympic gold. They play tomorrow just after 3 o'clock, so another game going on during our show. Panthers return to the ice on February 26th after the Olympic break has concluded. Miami Hurricanes men's basketball team, they're in the midst of a 3-game winning streak. They host Virginia Tech tonight, 8 p.m. at the Watsco Center, and you can hear that game right here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Canes women's basketball back at the Watsco Center Thursday night when they host Stanford at 8 p.m. Canes baseball swept their 3-game opening series against Lehigh. They are back in action tonight. They host UCF at Alex Rodriguez Park at Mark Light Field. That's just a one-off game. And then they have another one-off tomorrow night. They host Indiana State at Mark Light. This Saturday, the MLS season opens. Reigning champs Inter Miami begins their quest for back-to-back MLS Cups in Los Angeles when they take on LAFC. Messi is considered doubtful to play on Saturday, by the way. Marlins open their spring training schedule on Saturday as well. They're going to be in Port St. Lucie to play the Mets, and the Marlins spring training home opener is this Sunday in Jupiter. Your weather, you're back in sunny South Florida, Crowder?
Yes, came back last night. Beautiful
weather
Bradenton.
in Miami. Get it here in 1 second. Just happy to have my microphone working. Weather in Miami, 79 degrees, slightly cloudy. Going to be sunny, though, for most of the rest of the afternoon, getting down into the low 70s, high 60s on the overnight. And tomorrow going to be bright and sunny, low of 68, high of 79. So beautiful weather once again in South Florida.
Hoch, I'm glad you brought up me being back here because I had a question for you, a parenting question that I need answers today. I wrote it down on my hand yesterday. Well, it happened, what was that, yesterday? So it happened Sunday night, and I was uncomfortable with what was going on with my kids and another parent, but I didn't know where I should go with it. So I got to ask you.
All right, we have time now, or this a?
I don't know because it's someone was trying to encourage my kid to play back, like just give an inspirational speech, but they started cussing, and we don't cuss at our kids.
Oh.
But obviously they cuss at their kids. But it wasn't like they weren't cussing out my kids, but they were saying like,
they were using flowery language.
They were using, and I'm like, okay, this is a good speech, but hold the cuss words back. And and the lady, she might have had too many Chardonnays, but it was a good speech. But I didn't want to stop.
I like when they get exposed. I like when kids get exposed to other styles of life and parenting. Like I always, because I'm kind of with you. Sometimes you'd have a coach that would take a completely different track than the Hochmans would normally. I don't mind when they get exposed. But again, if you've got religious reservations about cursing in the house or whatever, it depends how strongly you stand on that pedestal.
Okay. Well, I'll give you the context behind it. There was a lady, her son plays on the national team. Her son's a monster. He's gonna, he's D1 Duke kind of guy. He can play. And she was sitting around because it's parents' weekend. Everybody's talking, all the parents sitting around, and Ava comes up, who's a 13-year-old regional girl, because she's in 7th grade. She's playing with high schoolers, but she's not national yet. And she was like, "Oh, you have a game tomorrow, Ava?" She was like, "Yeah." And she said, "Don't go out there making love to the ball. You have to F the ball."
That was it?
That was her inspiration.
And
me, Age and myself, we were like, "What did you just say?" And she had an accent because she's from, I think, Nigeria. And we're like, she didn't just say we thought she said. She was like, "Yes, people go out there and just want to be on the court happy. You have to go out there and F the ball." And we're like, no. This is not inspiration that our daughter needs the night before a game.
Interesting. Well, you don't know. Now you're going to have to see how she plays her next game. Perhaps.
She balled.
Well, maybe that's exactly what she needed. I don't know. That one seems a little odd for the audience. Weird. Yeah.
It was weird to talk, it was all in good. It was good spirited, I guess, but it was very weird.
But then obviously Asia or someone has to pull her aside, right? And say, you don't have to F the ball.
We said, Ava, going back to the dorms. You're okay. Going back to the dorms. We moved her. We were like, And I see what she was saying, be aggressive.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, I got it too, but I don't know if, if 13-year-old gets it.
Well, that's an eye opener.
But her son is 17 or something. Like, it was a weird. Yeah. Parenting is weird nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know. Jimmy, where do you stand on that?
Yeah, don't curse at kids.
All right. Fair enough. I mean, there's a steadfast rule, and Jimmy didn't waver.
At that point, I have no problem with coaches, having, the energetic and emotional
are colorful language and bastards, and that's just the way it is. Everybody's got their coaching style.
And you're going to have to deal with that as you move up in the ranks.
This was unsolicited parental advice.
Yeah. I think it was too far.
I mean, we can ask Chris Perkins.
Let's ask Perk.
We can ask OG.
No, let's ask OG. That's the that's the
All right.
answer I need.
Chris Perkins is going to join us next. Aronda Gadston's going to join us in the 3 o'clock hour. And if my mic cuts out, Jimmy and Crowder have it under control. Don't, Jimmy, don't just talk on the mic. F the mic.
Okay.
But I mean that not in the
Jimmy.
literal sense. Chris Perkins is
Get
going to
after
join us
it,
in the
Jimmy.
next segment. Low testosterone is a real issue for many men. It can lead to poor sleep and low energy, brain fog, a reduced sex drive. It can make it difficult to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body plays a major role in overall health and well-being. That's where Atlantic Men's Clinic comes in. Now, I've been going there. I get a testosterone shot once a week at Atlantic Men's Clinic for over a year now. Legit thrilled that I do. I wish I had started sooner. I'm 56 years old. I feel great. If you're feeling sluggish, you just don't feel like you used to feel, you're getting older, I highly recommend testosterone treatments at Atlantic Men's Clinic. But more than that, Atlantic Men's Clinic can help men lose weight, support metabolism, improve gains in the gym, and more with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. With the low T treatments combined with the body composition programs, most men notice real improvements, more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, often a renewed sex drive as well. You know, in your early to mid 30s, guys, you start losing about 2 to 3% of your testosterone production every year. So it happens gradually. Before you know it, you just don't feel like the same guy you did in your 20s and 30s, even 40s. You'll notice it. Decreased sex drive, putting on weight, less productivity at the gym. You wake up feeling tired. You fall asleep after dinner. If you have those symptoms, schedule a consult with Atlantic Men's Clinic. They've got 7 locations now in South Florida. Call them 877-455-7300, 877-455-7300, or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Rui Hachimura or Tua?
Coming you
got to talk about these brand new Dolphins, or at least about the old Dolphins on the way out. Chris Perkins is going to join us here on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Chris Perkins, columnist for the Sun-Sentinel. He writes about the Dolphins, and all of a sudden there's a lot of Dolphins news. And you can read Perk's work in the Sun-Sentinel, on the Sun-Sentinel app, or at sunsentinel.com. You can follow Chris on Twitter as well. So, Perk, it looks like the Dolphins, this is, Crowder and I were talking about it. I mean, this seems to be a reset, right? You can position it however you want, but a new GM, a new head coach, Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, Nick Westbrook, Akine, James Daniels all get waived. There's probably more to come. This is what they need to do, correct?
100%. It's a reset. It's a rebuild. You can call it whatever you want. But when this team takes the field in September, there's going to be very few. I guess it won't bear a whole lot of resemblance to the team that you saw in 2025, from GM to head coach to quarterback to playing style to philosophy to strategy. They're taking the broom to the whole thing, and I'm a big fan of it.
And Perk, all these adjustments knocks at Chris Grier decisions? Because I never liked the Bradley Chubb deal when they brought him in and gave him $250 million, $200 million, whatever it was. But Tyreek was the best receiver in the league for years. He led the league in receiving, and he fit in the offense. Like, which ones are just bad decisions by Grier that they have to fix, and which ones are just reset decisions?
I don't know that it's so much bad decisions. I think it's just decisions that didn't work out. Because I was a fan of the win now strategy. When you go out and you get Tyreek and Teron and Ramsey and Chubb and all these guys, I think that they did the right thing. They were positioned to win. I just think I blame Mike McDaniel more than anybody, more than Grier, more than Tua, because I think it was a strategy philosophy error that you didn't have enough toughness. You kept going with speed and finesse. So, it is a rebuke, Shannon. It's a clear rebuke. It's a rejection of the way business was done. But I don't think it's necessarily on the players. I think it's more on the results rather than the players. Because you would take Tyreek, you would take Chubb, but what they did was not good enough. And I don't think it was necessarily the players. I think it was what you were asking the players to do, and that was be more finesse than physical.
What do you think was the impetus behind this? Is this Sully sitting down and saying, okay, my first order of business has to be to dig myself out of salary cap hell, and so I've got to free up some money so that we can actually do some of the things that we want? Is that the impetus behind this, or is it more of, hey, let's look at the talent and what they're producing, and let's just start jettisoning some people? I mean, this seems like it would be more skewed towards trying to free up salary cap than anything, yeah?
I think it's really let's get our guys in here and let's do what it takes to be able to get our guys in here. Cleaning salary is the first thing because the league year starts on March 11th, and that's the same day that free agency starts. So that's your first priority, is freeing up money for free agency as opposed to preparing for the draft, because free agency comes first. So I just think it's the way you have to do business in the NFL. Free agency is first, and then comes the draft. Even though teams want to build through the draft, you have to prepare for free agency and get your salary cap in order first, because the league year and free agency comes first, and then it's the draft. So I think it's just out of necessity that they have to clear all this personnel and clear all this money.
And Perk, we talk next week. We talked last week. We got to ask. Tua would be one of those guys, highest paid guy on the team. If you're trying to clear money, you have to move him. Is there anything more on the Tua movement? Because we know he's a $50+ million guy, $90-something million cap hit if they cut him. Like what more do you understand about the Tua situation with the Dolphins?
Nobody else wants him. No other team wants to trade for Tua. That's what becomes more clear every day, right? Because That's why Tua is here. They're trying to get somebody to take Tua from them, and everybody's like, I'm not giving you anything for Tua because eventually you're going to have to release this guy. So to me, that's kind of the clear message that we're getting here is that there are no takers on Tua because they know Tua is going to be free in a matter of weeks. So why am I going to pay something for this guy? And I think that Tua is part of the let's part with the past. I don't think they're going to keep Tua here as a backup. I think this whole thing is, you part with Greer, you part with McDaniel, you part with Tua, Tyreek, Chubb. Not only are Tua, Tyreek, and Chubb high salary guys, but they really represent that old way of doing business. And so I think it's a twofold thing that you want to clear the finances, but you also want to clear kind of the memory of that old regime and that old way of doing business. So Tua will be gone at some point. Probably, I just don't know when. But he's not going to play for the Dolphins next season.
Doesn't it feel like it's a choice of 3 for next season as your starting quarterback? Either Tua, Quinn Ewers, or Malik Willis. I feel like that's the 3 choices, no?
No. I think it what I would do, Hoch, is I would Tua is not on my radar, really. I would have in camp, I would have Quinn Ewers. I would have a draftee who, first through the third round, and let's face it, the first round is not an option, right? It's only Fernando Mendoza and Ty Simpson. So really what the Dolphins need is for Ty Simpson to improve in the combine and pro day so that teams want him at number 11 and the Dolphins can trade down. But I would have Quinn Ewers in camp, a draftee in camp no later than the third round, and then a veteran with starting experience. And, you're talking Anthony Richardson, Kirk Cousins, that kind of crew. I don't like Malik Willis, again, because I just have not seen enough to think that this guy is going to come into camp and be your starting quarterback. Malik Willis is going to have a market. He's going to get a multi-year contract, 3-4 years worth at least $20 million a year. And if he's not good enough to win your starting job or be a quality starting quarterback, that's a waste of money. Now, granted, Sullivan and Hafley should know him better than anybody else in the league. They were with him in Green Bay. I will defer to their judgment, obviously. They know more about football than I do. They know way more about Malik Willis than I do. From where I sit right now, I don't like committing 3 or 4 years to Malik Willis. I don't think he's the long-term answer.
Perk, is that where you expect it's a stopgap guy? Like it's right. Maybe we hit, you hit a home run with a base hitter, but this next guy is the guy before the real guy.
Yep. That's how I look at it, Crowder. That look, 2027, you're going to have a better draft class, and you're going to have a bit of a deeper free agency class with Matt Jones. Believe Davis Mills is the backup in Houston, right? Who was with Bobby Slowick there for a second behind C.J. Stroud. Maybe I don't see him as a long-term multi-year answer, but who knows? Maybe he has a good year and goes does something in C.J. Stroud's absence or whatever. Who knows? You find your multi-year long-term answer next year. Aside from Malik Willis, I just don't see what's out there this year for a long-term answer. So, I think you go stopgap this year, and then you find your actual quarterback next year. This year, you build up the defense and the trenches.
So what's your optimism level with the Dolphins? I'm in this weird spot with them because usually when there's regime change, it comes with a lot of optimism, and I'm not necessarily certain I'm feeling it. I'm not feeling pessimistic either, but there's really realistically no chance of anything happening next season that's going to be exciting or revelatory, and then you wonder how long it will take after that. So I'm curious what your optimism level is.
I'm waiting to see because it's the Dolphins. I like what I'm hearing from Sullivan and Hafley. I really do. I like the moves they're making. I like the way that they talk. Now, talk is cheap. You got to back it with action. Matt McDaniel had a bunch of talk, but he never backed it with action. So, let's see what they do. I'm wait and see, but I like the direction. I like the defense, the defensive philosophy, the physicality philosophy. Let's run the ball. Let's take a quarterback every year. All of this stuff that they're saying, I really like. And listen, let's not forget this, and I keep saying this turnaround better happen fast. You're not going to get 4 or 5 years. Not after what happened in Jacksonville and Denver and Detroit and Chicago and all these places that are turning New England, that are Seattle, that are turning it around in 1 and 2 years. You're not going to get 4 or 5 years. You better. You could go down to 4 wins next year, Sully and half. That's at your own risk. But by 2027, you better be knocking on the door of the playoffs, or else it's going to get rough. It's going to get rough. These turnarounds are happening very, very rapidly now. And you look at Jacksonville with a first-year GM and a first-year head coach. I know they have Trevor Lawrence, the $50 million guy, but you better figure something out really quickly. Don't just write this year off and say, nothing's going to happen if you're Sully and half. You better make something happen. You might not win 12 games this year. Well, you're not going to win 12 games. You might not win 7 games this year, but there better be some promise on that roster, or else going into the second year, you're really going to feel pressure because you need to make something happen in that third year.
Yeah, they ain't winning 12 games. I don't know what you.
That might be a 2-year total.
Yeah. We did a wonder for 12. But you said one of my key words, and I've said it to you before, the physicality. You said that twice already.
Yep.
Are they really about that? Because you've sat down, you've talked to them, you said that's the thing that upsets me about teams. 2 wins, 12 wins. You have to tape your wrist. You have to wear maybe a little bigger shoulder pads when you come down to Hard Rock Stadium. Do you really feel as if the Dolphins are going to work their way into that team?
Let's wait and see, Crowder. This is what Hafley is talking. Hafley, somebody in one of these interviews, somebody asked Hafley, what do you want people to think about your team? And he said something to the effect of, wow, those dudes were physical. And so this is what he's preaching. He better follow up on it, Shannon. You can't go around popping all this physical toughness stuff and then come back with a finesse team like Mike McDaniel had. So he better follow up on it as much as he's talking about it. I favor it. It's a good way to go in the NFL this year. And look, and I think I've told you guys this, that defense presents you a viable option for winning nowadays. The last 3 Super Bowls, both teams, all 6 teams were in the top 10 in total defense, and all 6 teams were in the top 4 in scoring defense. So even if you don't have that stud quarterback, Jalen Hurts and Sam Darnold are not going into the Hall of Fame, yet they've won the last 2 Super Bowls. They've had help from good defense. So if you talk physical and all that kind of stuff and you're searching for a quarterback, you still have a way to win, and that's building up your defense. The Dolphins hired a defensive coach, so I think they're aware of this little mini trend that's going on in the league. If you're talking toughness, build that defense, get a tough team, get some defensive linemen, a good front 7, and let's see what happens, because recent history has shown you can win a Super Bowl without a Hall of Fame quarterback, but with a really good defense.
You said many trends, because my next question would be the cyclical, the cyclical nature of the NFL. Is it a mini trend, or are we back in the late 90s, early 2000s? Because like you said, you hold somebody under 20 points, you'll win a lot of games. Right now, You hold somebody under 20 points, you'll win a lot of damn games.
100%. And look, Crowder, you look at these Super Bowl teams of the last 3 years, and how many times, just to your point, because I've done this, how many times they've held a team under 20 and how many times they've held a team under 17, which means your offense only needs 3 touchdowns to win, or your offense needs 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals to win. That's a big help. And look, I don't know if this is a big trend or a little trend, but I think the Dolphins are like patient zero, right? We saw how that passing game worked in 2022, and then slowly 2023, Tyreek and Jalen Waddle didn't have a 100-yard game against a playoff team. 2024, Tyreek and Jalen Waddle didn't have a 100-yard game against the playoff team. The defenses have figured out the offenses to a certain extent. Defense is gaining ground in this league. I mean, people better pay attention. I think the Dolphins are paying attention. But Shannon, I don't know if this is a mini trend or if we are reverting back to the 90s, but defense is making a move in the NFL, definitely.
Perk, I don't know if you know what today is. There's something very, very important, probably more important than Tyreek Hill no longer being on the Dolphins, probably more important than Tua, probably not long for the Dolphins. Do you know?
Maria's coming back today? What's going on?
Oh, you're so close. You are so close, Perk. Do you know what's back at McDonald's today?
Oh, boy. It's the flurry? I don't know.
Oh, you are knocking on the door, man. You are knocking on the door.
I have another bullet in the chamber, Hoch. I don't know what else McDonald's is bringing back.
The Shamrock Shake, my friend. The Shamrock Shake.
There we go. Yeah.
Are you a fan?
All right. I've never had one.
What?
Never had one. You know what? Pretty much the only I eat at McDonald's is an Egg McMuffin when I'm on my way to play golf in the morning. Like I haven't had a Big Mac in years. You know what I get when I go there is the double cheeseburger meal, the number 6, I think. But yeah, I've never had the Shamrock Shake.
I'll floor you with this one. I've never had an Egg McMuffin.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best sandwich they got at McDonald's. It's better than the Quarter Pounder with cheese, which I love. Better than the Big Mac. Better than their cheeseburgers, which I love. No, you got to get on that Egg McMuffin, Hoch. That's the best sandwich they got at McDonald's.
No meat, Perk. No bacon. No sausage. Just
bacon.
egg and bread.
Canadian bacon.
Canadian bacon.
Canadian bacon is a nice touch, man. That melted American cheese, the English muffin with all the nooks and crannies.
Doesn't the Egg McMuffin, it doesn't have a sausage patty on it?
You can get a sausage McMuffin, yeah. But the Egg McMuffin is Canadian bacon, egg, cheese, and Egg McMuffin. Nah, perfect
You've
balance.
never had never had the Shamrock Shake, though.
No, never.
What are the chances you'll go tonight?
I don't know when's the last time I had a vanilla or a strawberry shake. I'm pretty much straight chocolate with shakes.
Man, you got to get that Shamrock Shake, though. It's got that minty delight. St. Patrick's Day is going to be here before you know it. You want to get into the spirit.
Yeah, that's true. For you, I think I'm gonna have one. I think I'm gonna have one
tonight, and then text me a picture. Text me a review.
All right. That's done. Done deal. Done deal.
Stick with the chocolate, Perk.
Look at that. But yeah, you got to get that chocolate, Chad, and for many reasons.
Yeah,
many reasons.
Crowder, I'm gonna expose you in front of Perk. You have made your bones on this show talking about how chocolate is for females, that you don't eat chocolate.
Yeah. No, I don't eat chocolate.
Oh, damn, man. Come on.
Get more of a mini fruit candy, Perk.
Fruit candy?
Many Starbursts and Skittles and Nerds.
No, man, you better get you a Snickers or something. Come on, man. Get something you can sink your teeth
Exactly.
That's more of a ladies.
No, Crowder doesn't understand,
you need some nougat in your life, Crowder. Come on.
Yeah. Everybody's missing nougat, Bert.
We'll see you, Perk.
All right, we'll talk.
There you go. Chris Perkins from the Sun Sentinel. There's a lot going on. Dolphins and Shamrock Shake. I mean, what's more exciting than that? All right, don't go anywhere. We've got more Hochman, Crowder, and Solana to come.
We all know anniversaries are really special. And my friends over at Edmore Sawgrass, listen here, they're celebrating their 80th year in business. You don't do it that long if you're not the best. That's why my buddy Chris Atkins, the GM, and his team, amazing team over there at Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac, are commemorating the occasion by giving out special savings on these beautiful Cadillacs right now. You can get an all-electric 2026 Cadillac Optic for just $349 a month, and check out the 2025 Cadillac Lyric, just $369 a month. Beautiful vehicles. My wife has an electric Cadillac. We love it. You're going to love yours. Ed Moore's has been family owned and operated for 80 years, and they know how to take care of their customers. Being backed by Moore's is something that if you haven't had it, you need to get it. It's a different feeling in life. So don't miss out on the 80th anniversary savings. Go see my friends at Ed Moore Sawgrass Cadillac. They're the 6-time dealer of the year. They're right off Sunrise Boulevard and the Sawgrass Expressway. Visit EdmoreSawgrassCadillac.com. And remember, you got to be backed by more. From the trade-in to the sale to the lease to the service after the vehicle. It is an amazing feeling to be backed by Moore's. Click EdmoreSawgrassCadillac.com.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
I have a package of frozen corn dogs in my freezer right now as we speak.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Tonight inside.
We back at it with this daddy, Hotman, Crowder, and Solana. 305, cafecito time, dame una colada. Got some interviews next, always got dope guests. Get the cesspool live, dropping comments and likes. We about to get right, talking sports, my G. Listen to Odyssey and 104.3. Live and back on GeorgiaMusic.com. Hitting it at the park like a Matt Mervis bomb off power. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for that 3 o'clock.
All right.
Ready for that 3 o'clock.
Ready for that 3 o'clock. We're going to have Aronda Gadston on with us in the 3 o'clock hour. And we do have a lot of stuff to get to. We were off yesterday. Feels like a Monday. Josh Appel, though, filled in yesterday on President's Day. How was the show yesterday, Jimmy? You guys have a good time?
Yeah, it was great. We had great guests.
Yeah, I saw Dan Day was co-hosting with them, and Cam Wolf came on. Who else was on?
Jack McMullen, the
radio
guy
voice
for
for the Marlins. Everybody getting excited for Marlins season.
And GR. We GR on.
George Richards. How about that?
Yeah.
Did not know that. All right. Well, there you go. Well, we have Aronda Gadston coming on this hour, and we will get to all the stuff that we need to get to, including the great Dave Matthews Band. They are making their annual stop at I Think Financial Amphitheater at the end of May, and we're going to give away a pair of tickets every day this week, and I'll tell you the time that we're going to do it each day. So today, we'll be giving away the tickets at 4:20. So just keep listening for details how you could win. It is a Live Nation show, but we will be giving away Dave Matthews Band tickets to see him at I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm Beach at 4:20 this afternoon. So about an hour and 20 minutes from now, you will have your chance today to win tickets to see Dave Matthews Band at I Think Financial Amphitheater. Again, that show is going to be in May, and if you don't win them today, you'll have a chance tomorrow, and another chance Thursday, and one final chance on Friday. As we get into the 3 o'clock hour here, this is a tweet from Trey Wingo. Crowder. He says, as we get into the player procurement season in the NFL, what's happened with the Dolphins is a cautionary tale. Miami gave up a first, a second, 2 fourths, and a sixth for Tyreek, and also gave up a first rounder for Bradley Chubb. Both are now released without a single postseason win in their tenures. And I wonder, how you look at it. Do you say that's a failure? Because Perk just said more on Mike McDaniel than anyone else. And I wonder where you assign most of the blame. If you had to, do you assign it to Tua? Do you assign it to Chris Greer? Does it get assigned to Mike McDaniel? Does it get assigned to Tyreek and Bradley Chubb themselves? I just wonder where all of it went wrong.
This is the one thing about Tyreek, and I'm just talking about strictly on the field success. 2023, 2024, 200 receptions, 100 a year, 2,900, 2,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, all pro. Tyreek
he held up his end of the bargain.
Tyreek made plays. Even if Tua was limited, Tyreek made plays. So Bradley Chubb was hurt most of the time. They gave him that big money. He was trying to be productive, but injuries got to him. The answer to your question, though, is I'm kind of with Perk. I would put it on, if I tell you we had Mike Vrabel here. They had a chance to hire Mike Vrabel with the same roster. Would he have done more than Mike McDaniel? I do believe yes. I think the Mike McDaniel player-driven locker room, softer approach coaching, I'm not a fan of it. So I would put a lot on Mike McDaniel with that. And flat out football-wise, Hawk, the adjustments. We talked about it. Last year, they were outscored by 100 points in the third quarter. What the hell are your coaching staff doing at halftime that you get outscored by 100 points in the third quarter? So I would put more of it on McDaniel and a lot on Tua, because we all saw Tua go downhill.
Yeah, and I wonder if part of that has to do, like part of the blame then goes to Greer and McDaniel, who went to bat for Tua. They had seen his performance. They saw him in practice. They knew ostensibly what he was or was not capable of, what his injury predicament was or was not. Like, they had all the knowledge. We didn't. I wonder if a lot of the blame has to go on Greer and McDaniel for saying, hey, this is our guy. We've got to give him the contract. We've got to eat whatever the ramifications are because he's going to be our guy. Ultimately, that ends up being, I think, the biggest problem in everything that transpired in the Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel era. The biggest problem is that they are left with this contract for Tua that just has them hamstrung next season. It is not easy to get out of it. They're probably, are you of the opinion now? Because I know you were of the opinion that, you know, he was going to be around next season. Are you starting to say, hey, they're getting rid of Tyreek and Bradley Chubb and other superfluous pieces? Like, there's no way they can go into next season with one remnant of an era that has obviously passed.
Yeah, and I don't think I was saying Tua being on the roster is going to make them more competitive at all.
It was just what's the difference?
Be a backup. And it was almost what's the difference? Like, think of the names we talked about, Hawk. Is it Anthony Richardson? Is it Malik Willis? Is it Kirk Cousins? My thought was kind of like, I'm hearing these names, and I'm like, this isn't the answer for the future. So you're going to have to cut to it and eat $90 million in cap space not to have him? It was almost to the point that it almost makes business sense to leave him on the roster because now it's 50 other than 90 against the cap. But to your point, I think you were right about it. I am swinging back to let's flush the engine. Let's clean out all the, let's really renovate this house. Let's not just do the bathrooms and leave the kitchen. Let's renovate this whole house. And it seems like now watching what they're doing with Tyreek and Bradley, think about the captains. These are the guys with the C on their jersey. We're cutting the captains of the team. You're kind of saying, yeah, this whole thing has to go, and Tua had a C as well. Hopefully they can get something back for him. I'm kind of with Perk. At this point, what is his worth really to another team at that number? And if we had to eat that money. Ross got to pay off somebody, and just reset. And we'll see what we got with Quinn Ewers and whoever the hell else it is, if it's Malik Willis, if it's somebody else like that.
I think that's what they're doing with Tua is they're just holding out hope that they'll find some sort of trade partner somewhere. And again, I don't know all the rules when it comes to salaries and cap and all that stuff, but if they could get someone that'll take him on and 10% of his salary, it's better than waiving him and paying 100%. I get the concept. There has to be someone out there, and I'm sure Sully's working the phones. There has to be someone out there that's willing to take on Tua at the most bargain basement price and not have to worry about him, choosing another organization if you want him as your backup. That's the only reason that I think he wasn't in the opening salvo of cuts. They're just holding out hope that somewhere, somehow, somebody will take him on.
Call the Chargers. McDaniel loves him.
Get McDaniel. Get McDaniel on the blower.
Have him back up a big boy. Like
that would be funny if he came in as Justin Herbert's backup. That would be actually be funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Next,
but I like the approach though, Hawk. Like after I saw Tyreek and Chubb gone, it's like, okay, you can almost see their angle of this not going to work.
Let's
this
go.
Is not what we want to do.
Yeah, we didn't come in here to take over this piece of clay that is really kind of not molded into perfection, and we'll just kind of fix it up a little bit. This ain't that. This is, hey, throw that clay off the balcony, put it in the dumpster, and go order me a whole new piece.
So the renovation analogy, let's not fix this house up. Let's tear this house down and build the house we really want.
Yeah. And I think Dolphins fans ultimately, and again, listen, I'm pretending that it's going to work, because this has happened before. We've all sat through this before. It's been 25 years of start and stop and start and stop. And is this a rebuild? This is not a rebuild. And who knows what we're in. And now we're just kind of fixing it up. We're very close. We're not so close. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but this probably is what needs to be done. And so I think Dolphins fans in the long run probably will benefit by this kind of maneuvering and just saying, hey, next season's not going to be great. It is what it is. Tyreek Hill from Bet Online. Tyreek Hill, next team odds. You want to guess who the favorite is?
Kansas City.
Kansas City, 4-1.
Gotta be.
Yeah, it would make a lot of sense. First of all, he had tremendous success there. If you have an opportunity, if you're a receiver, to go back and play for Patrick Mahomes, I would imagine that's probably a pretty decent calling card to have. And he's got ties there, so he still needs to rehab. Well, he knows their medical system, their medical people, their trainers. It would make sense if they want him for him to end up back in KC.
100%. They'll let him get all rested up, let him get fully recovered. They know what he can do. And if he doesn't come back as the Tyreek, as Cheetah, if he's Gazelle and not Cheetah at the time, they know it, and they'll adjust the offense to let him do what he does well. I think for his career, he actually go back to Kansas City and play with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
And then Chiefs are 4-1, Bills are 5-1, Giants 6-1, and the Broncos are 7-1. Let's do headlines here. Again, we're gonna have Dave Matthews Band tickets to give away at 4:20 this afternoon. 4:20 this afternoon. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. Did you watch any of NBA All-Star Weekend? Were you able to see the All-Star game itself or the dunk contest, three-point contest?
No, I didn't watch the whole thing, all the highlights though. And I think I handicapped the three-point contest amazingly.
Dame Lillard, all he needed to do, shoot threes.
He's been shooting threes for 8 months straight. He doesn't have to dribble,
nothing else to
drive,
worry
nothing. Shooting threes, but yeah, I watched the highlights of it.
How'd Norman Powell do, Jimmy? I didn't see any of the three-point contest. I just saw that Dame won. Did you watch it?
I did not watch it either.
Oh, really? You usually watch all that stuff.
No, man, I was watching UM baseball.
Oh, interesting.
No, he was on whoever that date was. You was on the other night. Don't lie.
She wanted to watch Love Island.
I was not on a date.
I did see the slam dunk contest. I did love that Keyshawn Johnson brought out E40 just because. Had some special meaning to us.
Back when I sound so old. When we were kids, you just dunked. Now they have to put on capes and put cars on the court.
Got to
and
bring out props.
Bring out celebrities. Yeah, just go dunk the basketball.
The actual All-Star game, I thought, was pretty competitive this year. USA versus the world. It was a better format, much better format than we've seen in a long time. So I was kind of down with that. My son even texted me. He's like, "Are you watching the All-Star game?" Because I wasn't. And he's like, "Are you watching the All-Star game?" And I said, "No, is it good?" And he's like, "It's really fun." So I put it on. I watched some of the matchups. It was cool. It was kind of more like the old heads and the youngsters, and it was fun. I'll take that over the other format. But anyway, Dame Lillard didn't win the 3-point contest, and the slam dunk champion is our own Keyshawn Johnson. So very cool for that. Regular season NBA action begins again Thursday night. Heat don't play Thursday. They play Friday night. They'll be in Atlanta. U.S. women's hockey victorious again yesterday, which means they will play for the gold Thursday, against Team Canada. And we'll have to put a little money on that one and watch that during the show. That'll be fun. U.S. men, they continue their quest for Olympic gold. They play tomorrow during our show just after 3 p.m. Hurricanes men's basketball. They beat NC State. They are in the midst of a 3-game winning streak. They host Virginia Tech tonight, 8 p.m. at the Watsco Center. This Hurricanes men's basketball team is going to make the tournament. This is going to be an amazing turnaround for Jay Lucas in season 1. Now, again, there's still basketball to be played, but right now they are pacing to be a tournament team, which is pretty wild. If you think about the basketball that we were watching last season with a team really that had given up on Jim Larinaga, and it just seemed like that would be a big road ahead for Jay Lucas to restock and reload and get them tournament ready. I figured it was another 2 or 3 seasons, but it looks like it's going to happen this season, which would be very cool.
Coach, it's what coaches have to do now. If you can bring in the NIL era now, go pay some guys to come play here and figure out how to use them real well and go win games. That's what it's about. The Blue Bloods are going to be the Blue Bloods, but other teams can really reload fast with now paying players.
Well, it's been fun so far. And again, Hurricanes basketball in action tonight at the Watsco Center. It's an 8 p.m. tip-off. You can hear the game here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Canes women's basketball, they'll be at the Watsco Center Thursday night. They host Stanford at 8 p.m. Jimmy mentioned Canes baseball, so they had their season opening series against Lehigh. They swept all 3 games. I think they put up, a combined 75 runs, Jimmy?
Around,
I mean, they
around
was ridiculous.
There, the last game, they won 27-3.
27-3 was the Sunday final. So
they had Lehigh drinking hot sauce shakes. You can't drink a hot sauce shake and play the next
I saw
day.
a couple reviews. Lee Sterling was out there. He's like, I don't think I could bring myself to get a milkshake that's got hot sauce in it. I'm like, yeah, probably.
By the 5th inning, Lehigh wanted to go home already.
Yeah, I would imagine after the first game they wanted to go home. But yeah, they pounded them for 3 games. So UM baseball starts 3-0. They host UCF tonight at Alex Rodriguez Park at Mark Light Field. They host Indiana State tomorrow night. Now, Saturday, the MLS season opens. You've got Inter Miami at LAFC, and Messi is doubtful to play. We're going to talk some Inter Miami this week. Chris Whittingham is going to join us. Taylor Twellman is going to join us this week from Apple TV. We'll get into the swing of things as MLS kicks off their season on Saturday. And spring training, the Marlins open their spring training schedule this Saturday as well. They're going to be in Port St. Lucie. They play the Mets on Saturday. Their home opener is Sunday in Jupiter. And I am planning on going, I think I'm going to a game this weekend. I haven't decided if I'm going to go to one of the West Palm Beach games. You got, who spring trains at West Palm Beach? It's the Astros and the Nationals. Yeah, Astros and Nationals are in West Palm Beach, and the Marlins and the Cardinals are in Jupiter. And then you've got, if you go back to Bradenton, Crowder, you've got the Phillies.
Pirates.
Phillies are in Tampa. Pirates are in Bradenton?
Yes, I drove past their facility. It is beautiful.
Yankees are in Tampa. You can go see the Yankees in Tampa. If you want to take your kid for a nice little field trip to see the Yankees, Tampa's not too far.
I don't like
they
the security. The security of these, is tight.
Did I tell you? Did I mention on the last show that that they opened a Whataburger in Tampa, in Largo?
What?
Yeah, because you're up in that area now. Largo's like, was that like 30 minutes west of Tampa, maybe?
Yeah, it's that whole area is kind of spread out. So I would say from Bradenton, Largo's probably 45.
Well, there's
I'm not driving 45 minutes for a hamburger, Huck.
I asked my son yesterday because we were off. I'm like, you want to meet me at Whataburger? Because about a 30-minute ride for him, be about a 4-hour drive for me. But I was willing to do it. But he was playing golf all day yesterday. He didn't have time.
Must be nice.
Yeah. I
was riding past the Pittsburgh Pirates training facility, and there was security guards everywhere. I just slowed down because I saw guys on the field. I was gonna say, do I recognize anybody? They shooed me off so fast. Like, hey, take it easy.
Well, take Chan to see a spring training game. It's fun, man. There's too much spring training around there to not go.
I'm gonna head out.
You gonna go to any spring training, Jimmy? You love sports.
I do. I've never been to one.
Stop it.
I've never been to a spring training game.
As close as you are to South Florida, this is amazing. I've never had an Egg McMuffin. Perks never had a Shamrock Shake. Jimmy, you've never been to a spring training game?
Never. As long as the Marlins have existed, I have never.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Well, even before then, though, because the Yankees used to train down in Fort Lauderdale. You never went to see them in Fort Lauderdale?
I think the Orioles used to train in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, so the Yankees. Yankees, remember they had that Yankee Clipper Hotel? Like the Yankees were like Fort Lauderdale based forever.
No, not a Yankee fan, unfortunately.
Yeah, but just to see it, interesting to me. Ticket Wizard saying Detroit Tigers in Lakeland.
Detroit.
I'm telling you, if you don't go to a spring training game, you don't know what you're missing. It's fun. It's just fun. You're at the ballpark. You're seeing all these stars. And I say that with air quotes because I think I might go to a Nationals game up in West Palm this weekend to see Matt Mervis specifically. So, but for me, that's a star. But you're right there. You're right there.
Because I've never been to a spring training game either.
You've never been to a spring training game?
I was like, okay, the Yankees. Am I really going to see Aaron Judge bat, or is it going to be the guys that aren't going to make the team get at bats?
You might see him get an at bat. Yeah. And then, but you'll see them warming up, and you can take pictures. You get it's the spring training ballparks are the ballparks where you actually get to interact with all the stars because it's little 3,000 seat ballparks. They're all there. It's not like they're not there. They're all there. They're shagging balls.
Oh, okay, because that was my thing. Is I'm going to spring training to, watch Aaron Judge eat sunflower seeds. Well, I want to see the stars. I want to watch Shohei. I don't want to see.
You'll get to see them play. Will you get to see them play 9 innings? No, but you'll get to see them out there in action. It's not like they're not showing up. They got to be there.
Oh, okay. I just know if you go see a Dolphin preseason game, you're seeing Austin Spitler.
But Dolphins preseason. Here's the difference. I would tell you a Dolphins preseason game is a hell of a lot of fun if they were playing it at Spanish River High School Field in Boca Raton, where you're getting to see everybody up close. You're all part of the action. So if it was Marlins spring training at Lone Depot Park, I wouldn't say it's anything that special. You would wait for the regular season. What I'm saying is the ballparks are so small that you get that vibe of where, there's just a couple thousand people there and the real stars are there as well. That's what makes it special.
I got you. I'm going to check it out because I got to go back to Bradenton 116 times in the next couple months.
What were you saying, Jimmy?
That don't the Dodgers play in the Arizona spring training?
I think the Dodgers played in Vero for a long time, but I think they may have moved out to Arizona. You got the Grapefruit League, which is Florida, and you got the Cactus League, which is Arizona. We'll figure it out. All right, Aronda Gadston is going to join us. Your weather, by the way, it is a beautiful day in South Florida. We just had a little 5-minute rainstorm in Boca. Literally rained for about 5 minutes, but it's 78 degrees in Miami. Low tonight will be 64, and tomorrow going to be bright and sunny in Miami. Low of 68, high of 78. All right, we'll take a break. Aronda Gadston joins us next on Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Text threads are meant for pictures of Jimmy's hot dog. Still doing kind of a West Coast thing for Aronda, but this time El Segundo instead of. Is that what you're doing, Jimmy? You're still treading into Aronda being an LA guy because his son is out there?
No, not at all. Actually,
Really?
Yeah,
This was just by happenstance. You're playing "I Left My Wallet in El Segundo."
No, I'm not playing that song.
Oh, is this "Can I Kick It"? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was "I Left My Wallet in El Segundo."
No.
No. Well, they're both a Tribe Called Quest.
Yes.
So now we're not playing stuff for the West Coast from Aronda. You're off that?
I'm off that.
All right. I had pointed it out to him
Jimmy,
last week. You weren't here when Aronda came on with us, Crowder. And I
Yeah.
was saying, like, Aronda's not a West Coast guy. And it was kind of fun for the first couple weeks, when OG the second was out there. But I'm not necessarily certain that California Love needs to be Aronda's theme song coming in.
Does Jimmy play the next song on the log pretty much?
No, I know Jimmy's musical styles. He puts thought into the songs. Was there but that one was just rando, yeah?
Yeah, it was just a rando song.
All right. Well, Aronda Gadston, Aronda Gadston is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline, the window guy. People were telling me, Aronda was telling us that people call him the window guy now because he's got those commercials with Joe Rose. all of a sudden he's not the Dolphins guy anymore. He's Aronda the window guy.
Oh, gee, I laugh every time I hear those commercials.
It's fun. Aronda,
We got them together.
it's a big day for us today, Aronda. I texted him this morning, like, hey, Shamrock Shake is back. And now you said you're giving up the Shamrock Shake for Lent, but today is okay. What are you giving up for Lent?
Liquor, carbs, and eating at places that have drive-thrus.
Wow. You're giving up all three of those things?
Yeah.
That's
I figure it's 1 month. For the next 11 months, I'm going to be Breaking Bad. So, I could do it for 11 months.
What is this Lent? You got to give up. I thought it was just one thing you have to give up because I always give up squirrel meat.
Well, that's not difficult.
Right.
Path of least resistance for Crowder.
I don't think that's one of the things on the list, squirrel meat. But it's your Lent. I'm not judging your Lent. Your Lent can be whatever you want.
Right. You do what you got to do, man. Religious is
You
personal.
do what you got to do. When I get upstairs to the pearly gates, I'm gonna be like, I gave up this, and you're gonna be like squirrel meat. Might take a little long for them to come back on yours. Think I'll be in there by the time they come back with judgment on squirrel meat.
Ronnie will be watching with friends behind the gate. Hey, you see that dude over there? Yeah, squirrel meat. We call him Squirrel Meat Crowder. Watch. He's going to get sent to the back of the line. There he goes.
OG, tell him I'm good. OG.
I'll be like that emoji with the hands up. Like, I said, there's nothing I can do.
Nothing I can do, man. I tried when I was down there. Nothing I can do.
I try to help you all I can, but I can't do nothing for you, man.
Do you like the Shamrock Shake like I do?
I like it, but I'm not bending the corner to get it. If I'm in line and my daughter sometimes likes to go after school and she wants like 6 nuggets before she does her homework, then I'll get the Shamrock Shake for this out there. But I'm not driving past it and saying, hey, let me get off. Like the McRib. That's a little different, but
right. That one.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't mind it for sure.
But do you normally get a shake when you're at McDonald's? Like if your daughter's getting the McNuggets, would you normally get a shake?
Not really. I'm just not a shake guy unless it's from a shake place. Like I'm getting shake. Like I'm going to Dairy Queen to get a shake or something. But I'm not going to say, hey, give me a shake at McDonald's. I just got a whole lot going on for me to get a shake too. You know what I mean? Like Arby's got that Jamocha shake or something. Yeah, I'm not getting that because I figure I got so much going on for me to just hurry up and have to go to the bathroom. It's just just inevitable. So I'm not gonna rush it.
I used to look forward to the Shamrock Shake every year, and then it was like, well, DJ wasn't even in college, I don't think. It was high school, so we did like a late night run. So this had to be like 5 years ago. So we went to get Shamrock Shakes, must have been 10, 11 at night. And man, you talk about a late night run. I had a late night run going on. I said to myself, if I have a Shamrock Shake, there's a small window. It's gonna have to be between like noon and 2 p.m. and that's about it. I don't think I can handle anything beyond that.
Right. Like in bed, did you wake up and be like, I can't trust it. I can't trust it. I gotta go. Sometimes you'd be like, I can sleep another hour before it really hit, but I can't trust this one.
Yeah, this one was bad, man. I was almost like prepping for a colonoscopy. That's what they should send you for before a colonoscopy. They send you for a Shamrock Shake. And again, I'm talking if you're past 50 years old. If you're past like 45 or 50 years old, that's your prep right there for the colonoscopy.
Not that red drink. They tell you, drink this and don't do nothing until tomorrow. Like, no, drink a Shamrock Shake and see what happens.
Right. I'm telling you, I had the same exact reaction to that Shamrock Shake about 5 years ago. Scared the hell out of me, man. I think it scared the Shamrock Shake out of me.
Scared the Shamrocks out of me. Earlier this is supposed to be for St. Patrick's Day closure.
Yeah, so they get you in the mood for like a month. It gets released like the month before St. Patrick's Day.
All right, I got you.
All right, let's talk a little Dolphins with Aronda here. So there goes Tyreek, and there goes Bradley Chubb, and Nick Westbrook-Akine, and James Daniels. I mean, we got ourselves a reset going on, OG. So are you down with this?
I mean, it was inevitable once you let the coach go. It's inevitable. Nobody's going to come in and, especially not with all these Packers people coming in. They're just not going with what we had. That's for sure.
And OG, Tyreek's window, because everybody now he's gone. It's a revisionist history. But we were talking about it earlier, bro. He had 2,600 yards in the first 2 years, 200 catches, 20 touchdowns. That's 2 seasons. Like, that is that might be, I'll look at the number, that might be the best 2-year window receiver ever had with the Miami Dolphins. Was Tyreek's window here, was his career here successful? Should we have any problem with Tyreek being here?
No, it was a success. I mean, I think the end of 24, 25, maybe a little dicey. 25, definitely a little dicey. But the early years, the first 3 years, I mean, was exactly what we wanted, what we needed. You know what I mean? I think, like I said, I'm going to keep on harping back to it. That 70-20 game was a ceiling. That was the best, the highest of the high. We couldn't even get any higher than that. And Tyreek was a big part of it. I mean, during that time, he was the number 1 player in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, they couldn't get any better. So he definitely did what he was supposed to do, held up his end of the bargain, because the quarterback couldn't reach him sometimes, he probably would have had more numbers. You know what I mean? Like, if you looking to put the blame or calling it his fault, it definitely wasn't his fault. He did what he was supposed to do. He was the Batman that we needed to take us to the playoffs where we wanted to go. It just needed a Robin at the time.
Whose fault was it, though? We had this conversation in the last segment. So the fact that the McDaniel to Tyreek era ends with 0 playoff wins, is that because of Chris Greer? Is it because of Tua? Is it because of Mike McDaniel? Like, who gets the blame that there was some decent talent here? I mean, Tua, when he was balling the first couple seasons, it looked fun, and Tyreek was the beneficiary of that. We've seen Devon Achane come on as a legit back. Like, there has been some talent. So who gets the blame now that it seems to be officially over, with these guys being waived?
Right.
Like, who gets the blame for there being no success? Unless you consider 2 playoff appearances success.
No, I definitely don't. I think the blame really, I think ultimately it goes to Ross. I think ultimately it does. I mean, each one of them that we just talked about has his own piece in the blame. But I do think ultimately Ross is to blame because, I mean, I think about it and, he kind of forced the hand for us to pick Tua, right? He kind of forced the hand. Like, did Greer really want to pick him? I don't know. I mean, there people, even Dan, people wasn't that high on him. Like Justin Herbert went 6, he went 5, like 5-6, not 6-7, 5-6. Like after that, I think we had to go with what was best for him at that point. Now that you see that, I got yelled at, and man, you get yelled at all the time. It's football. You know what I mean? Like, I think because then now we got to get McDaniel because he lends to the quarterback. Now we have to stay with the quarterback. Everybody like, oh, he cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know what I'm saying? Let's do something else. And we give him the money. You know what I mean? Like, I think ultimately is Ross because I think the people who concentrate on football really want to do football and make it work. Like, I'm all for the tennis. I'm all for the F1. I'm all for, all of that. But you got to win some games first. Patriots don't have all that going on. You know what I mean? They don't have a gondola at their place. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. I know you're making money in other places. You got to have the concerts, got to do but let's focus. Let's keep the main thing the main thing. The main thing is to win football games. And if you don't see something going right, you got to change it. And you didn't change it. I think, being a good businessman, you got the business school at Michigan, get some of them people to come run it. You know what I mean? I just don't think, I think everybody had their part, but I think we were handcuffed once he said we got to get to it. We tanking for Tua and all that, but once he said he liked Tua, we got to take Tua. It's just like the Carolina dude, like, oh, we got to get Bryce Young. Well, you got to everything got to revolve around that realistically, and so did we have a good enough team to win? It's like Bradley Chubb. Was the injuries Tua's fault? It's part of the game. But I think once you make these decisions, you have to live with them because you the guy. You the guy. Like now, for all intents and purposes, now it's gonna take 3-4 years for us to even get it together. You know what I mean? You knew that once you make coaching decisions, unless you just hit, Seattle or like, what I'm saying, like New England, unless you just hit. But Jeff Hadley just don't put me in the mind of just hitting. You know what I mean? Like, will he be good 3-4 years? I think he's a pretty solid guy, but just hitting right now, I just don't see that happening. So, ultimately the owner makes those decisions, and I think, like, whose fault is it in Cleveland? It's the owner. Like, you gave the man all the money. You gave the man a $230 million guaranteed contract. It's your fault. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's anybody else. So can I blame Mike McDaniel for not having a B plan? Absolutely. He my guy now, though. Let's not get it twisted. That's my guy. Make the calls, Mike. Let's go. But, here, I think, what I mean? Like, could he have done something better? I think so, but he had to play the hand he was dealt, and we don't know how many other decisions was forced to be made, but we had a good enough team to win a playoff game. So everybody had their part in it, but I'm not going to put it on, those people you named, because everybody could say, Tua didn't do this, Tua was hurt. Tua didn't give himself the money. We gave him the money. And why did we give him the money? Because we thought Mike McDaniel could make him better. Was it Mike McDaniel's fault? That Tua got hurt, Bradley Chubb got hurt, that Tyreek was arrested outside the stadium. Like, no, that was his fault. You know what I mean? So I can't really, but Ross ultimately makes the decision at the top. And whether he's not fully focused on the football because he got so much other stuff going on, just seem like the people who win fully focused on football. And I just, always don't see it. And, it is what it is.
And OG, where do you sit on this? Because I reluctantly always say I'm coming around the Hawk side on things because I just don't want to personally. But Hawk and myself, we different on this.
But
where
you know that
with
I'm
the Tua
generally
situation
right about most things.
Right.
With the Tua situation, bro, I'm like, if you cut him, you got $90+ million salary cap implications. If you keep him, you got to pay him 50. Like, you just let him go for 50 or 90. I was saying keep him around, like let him back up, just be here. And I would say Hawk's point was kind of like you have to get rid of the old to bring in the new. Like, don't renovate the house, tear the house down, where Tua's still a part of the McDaniel and the Chris Greer window, that era. Where do you sit with Tua? I'm starting to lean, especially what happened with Bradley and Tyreek. I'm starting to lean that he won't be here, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
Yeah, just it's two ways to look at it. As a player, do you think Tua want to stay here and be a backup? I doubt it. I'd go somewhere else and just be a backup, knowing I'm getting the money anyway. You know what I mean? So I go somewhere and sit and, hey, be like Russell Wilson, in New York. Like, put me in, don't put me in, it don't matter. I'm getting the money. You know what I mean? But to stay here and back up Quinn Ewers, and then if Ewers, have a bad game or eat some bad sushi, now we putting in Tua, I don't think anybody jumping around for that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to probably cut bait like Denver did. Like, somebody get him for $1 million to be a backup because we paying the rest of the 49 or whatever. And we just, hopefully we can get Malik Willis and, make it a whole Green Bay reunion and see if that works. But I just don't see as an athlete, you starting at linebacker. Now you didn't do your thing. Now we just say, hey, you just on punt return. That's all we got you on, Tanny. But we gonna still give you $7 million. Like, you'll be like, yo, y'all tripping. You know what I'm saying? Now you upset.
I don't know. Oh no.
Getting $7 million to play 2 plays a game.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's going to sit all right, the first 3 games. But after that, you're going to want to go out there and because you're not going to be productive. Yeah. You're going to do something off the wall. We're going to be like, what's wrong with 10? Like, because you ain't really focused on football. I can do them 2 plays in my sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we punt more than 2 plays, we're going to lose anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, we punted a lot. I had 12 punts. We lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to play at some point, especially if you were the man, like it was your squad. Like, let me go somewhere else and, be ready.
That's what I think. I think it's
down.
more that where it's like, yeah, you were the man and the guy in charge loved you. He deputized you. And now all of a sudden you got a new guy in charge who does not feel the same way about you. And you are obviously not the man because you got sat for the final 3 games.
But fellas, it's not Tua's option. It's not on him.
No, I'm not saying it's his option, but I know what OG is saying is like, You're not going to put on a smiley good face when all that stuff is going on.
No, you're not. You remember, when what's the coach before McDaniels?
Was it Gase?
Gase.
No, the guy in Minnesota. No,
Flores.
Oh, Brian Flores.
Oh, Flores.
Yeah. When Brian Flores was here, he was mad at Flores. Oh, he yelled at me, blah, blah, blah. And now we gave him a new lease. Okay, we bringing in Mike McDaniel, young, energetic, got a plan for you, quarterback. Boom, this your chance. Like, we going to give you the money. This your shot. You got the shot. Didn't work out, but we still want you to stay here. For a dude who really, the dude don't want you, they Green Bay dudes. They like, nah.
Yeah.
For you to stay, I'll be like, man, go ahead and let me go, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go to the coast.
Make sure that
I'll go to the
contract gets
coast, bro.
forwarded, though, wherever I'm going.
Right,
Just make sure you
no,
make sure.
no. Hey, contract can get forwarded, but just, like, I
Don't
really
mess up the paperwork, but just get me some
right,
else.
right. I ain't just gonna be happy coming to practice every day. Like I'm about to throw the ball. You know what I mean? Like Tua got in, he just didn't seem prepared. He wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So I think they just gonna have to eat that salary. And you got to think of the coaches. They want to be the voice. They don't want Tua being. I don't think Tua be a cancer, but ain't nobody coming to your locker looking for answers or asking you, what would you do in this situation, Tua? They ain't asking him that.
Somebody puts on the chat, Greer and Hoch ruined our team. That's fair. I'll take the blame on that.
Let's blame Hoch. Blame Hoch for thinking it would work, for being optimistic.
I did think it was going to work. And I'd give another season to Tua, Greer, and McDaniel if we could run it back. It just doesn't seem to be an
optimism. Ruins organization.
But that was my whole thing. Like, everybody is like, we need a change, but even my friends who Dolphins, that's going to take 3 to 4 years.
That's right. Next season ain't going to be fun.
4 years,
it's not even going to be exciting next season.
Nah, like, you know what I'm saying? And now we're going to hem and haw about the ticket prices. How you raise ticket prices? We only going to win about 6 games. You know what I'm saying? Now the ticket people, they crush. They trying to sell tickets and nobody coming. Like, it just sucks all the way around. But maybe. And then what it said, we got the third hardest schedule in the whole thing. Most of the teams we playing.
This is getting depressing, OG. You're making me depressed.
Sorry, can't be more depressing than that slam dunk contest. That was super depressing.
We gotta go. We'll see you, OG.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy.
You too, man. 4:00 hour is coming up next here on Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
I gave up squirrel meat.
Oh, good for you. That'll be tough to keep.
PM and we back on the clock, so don't get cutesy. Dog lead the station unlocked. We got the sports talk and the drama to make sure the T clock. WQAM is the Avengers with no weak spot. For Joe Rose, Woody Bo, Omar and Moore, Tobin and Leroy giving goosies galore. Yeah, for 2 to 6 is reserved for 3 legends. The captains of America, not no Chris Evans. For Spritz to McRibs and calling out game scores. Hotman, Crowder, Solana, get ready for some more.
Somebody put on the chat, that was a long commercial break. We put 2 commercial breaks together because we had gone long with Aronda. We went like 20 minutes with Aronda. But I will admit to you, I thought we broke around 352, and we're coming back at 408. How long was that commercial break, Jimmy? That did seem exceptionally
It was a long
long.
commercial break. Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, it was a long commercial break. We broke at 53.
53.
Yeah.
So that was 15 minutes?
I forgot to take out the promos.
Yeah, that's on us. That's too long a commercial break. We apologize. Not with intention.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, come on, Jimmy. Let's blame that one on Jimmy. Jimmy and Brian Flores can take the heat for that one.
Sure.
Brian Flores.
Why not? Dave Matthews Band making their annual stop at I Think Financial Amphitheater at the end of May. We have a pair of tickets. We'll make it worth your while. We've got a pair of tickets to give away today at 4:20. So 11 minutes from now, we will give away a pair of tickets for Dave Matthews Band. I Think Financial Amphitheater, end of May. It's a Live Nation show. If you don't win today, you'll have another chance tomorrow, then Thursday, then Friday as well. So just keep on listening. Let me, before you say something, let me just do the stock market report here to start out the 4 o'clock hour. That's sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Stock market today, basically unmoved. Dow Jones up 32 points, which is 0.07%. S&P 500 up 7 points. That's a tenth of a percentage point. And the NASDAQ up 31 points. That's 0.14%. So not much movement on Wall Street today. Did you have something you wanted to add?
Greens are better than reds, Hawk.
That's true. That's true.
Greens are better. No. Oh, now it's funny because we were different. We were differing on the Tua situation. And talking to OG and his explanation for why Tua didn't have to be here was Tua not feeling welcomed or his emotions. I don't give a damn about Tua's emotion. He's making $50 million. I'm swinging back. Like, explain this to me. So we have a starter, and if he gets hurt, you have a starting caliber quarterback behind him that you're going to have to give $50 million to anyway, Hawk. He just said it. Nobody's eating this contract. So you keep Tua here. He walks in upset. His emotions are hurt. But if yours or somebody goes down, Tua's your backup. If Tua's a backup, he's going to be one of the best backups in the NFL.
The only thing I would say is it's not that you don't want to hurt Tua's feelings. I think you're doing it to cleanse the rest of the people the way Jimmy Butler was laying on everyone else. It wasn't just Jimmy Butler who had ejected from the Heat. And again, this is OG saying he thinks this is what might happen with Tua. You don't know. Tua, I'm sure, would argue, no, I'm a team guy. If they want me to be the backup, I'm going to be the backup. But I think what you're doing is you're just moving out a potential situation that becomes a drag on others. I don't think you sit in a meeting and go, I really don't want to hurt his feelings and make him a backup, so let's just pay him to go away. I think what you're saying is, what kind of effect can a guy who's not happy to be here, who doesn't like his new role, who's limited in his productivity anyway, what kind of effect could that have on the quarterback's room when I'm trying to infuse, this is obviously Halfley talking, when I'm trying to infuse a new regime and new attitude. So I don't think it's because you're feeling bad for him. I think you're thinking, how might it affect others?
But the answer to why, some of the criticism of why he wasn't a great starting quarterback and leader is almost a positive on this side. they don't follow him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They don't respect Tua to that point of being up. Like when they bench Culpepper, I've gave an example before, and like you had to pick a side. It was either you're a Culpepper guy or a Joey Harrington guy. You had like it really made the team have to. Like we had conversations, plenty of them out. Like, damn, they did Pep wrong, or man, Pep wasn't playing good. We got to try something else. I don't think Tua being in that building, it's nobody cares. I don't think he's going to negatively affect anything. And if your starter goes down, you have a serviceable backup. Because let's say Tua go, we joked about it earlier, Hawk. Tua goes to the Chargers and backs up Herbert. He's the best backup in the NFL at that point. You have the best backup. You have to, yes. Out of backups, he's the top.
I guess so.
He probably is still one of the top 32 best quarterbacks in the league, but they got to give it to a young guy and try to develop somebody.
I got to get to something in the next segment. Speaking of best quarterbacks of all time, I've got something for you in the next segment.
I think I swung back to keeping Tua. He's not going to cause any trouble. His teammates really are not that emotionally attached to him. He's just a very expensive backup that you have to. But you have to pay anyway. If I'm going to pay him $50 million to leave, I'll pay him $50 million to stay.
I'll go back to your construction argument earlier. I mean, you're literally going to tear down the entire house and leave one stairwell.
Keep the fireplace. Fireplace is nice.
I mean, that's what you're doing, right? You're looking at a structure that is torn down except one staircase leading up to nowhere and saying, yeah, build, just make sure that's still in there. Because I paid a lot for that staircase.
If that was a $50 million staircase, and we got to pay it anyway, we got to pay. They already built the staircase, the invoices in. Man, find a way to keep that staircase around. But I don't even think it's like a staircase. I think it's just a very expensive backup. If it was, I even brought up like Cam Newton's a great example. When people ask me, couldn't Cam Newton still play in the league? I believe he can. He just brings so much distraction to a team as a backup that you can't have Cam Newton in the building. Tua is going to come to work, do his damn job, go home and play with his kids. I don't even think the guys respect him. I don't want to say like him. I'm sure he has friends. I don't think the guys respect Tua to the point of him affecting the team outcome.
I mean, it's not the worst point in the world. It's not, because he's not notoriously is not a complainer. He is, and like you say, if he doesn't have the guy's ear anyway, what the hell's the difference even if he is a complainer? But he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that would actually cause any kind of detriment to team unity. No. I just think there's a greater point, which is if I'm Halfley, I got to start fresh. If I'm Sully, I got to start fresh. And I'm getting rid of all this dead weight. It's just such an albatross around my neck as the new GM or the new head coach to be saddled with someone that I'm going to get questions every week. And if we're not playing well, I'm going to be questioned every week about, hey, would Tua give you a better chance to win? It's like, do I really need that albatross around my neck when I'm a first-time head coach? And the answer would be no. And so for that reason alone, I think they'll get rid of him.
But to the point, let's say they have Ewers and bring in Kirk Cousins. And Ewers is starting to play bad. The Dolphins aren't having success offensively. You're going to get questions about when is Kirk getting in? When is Kirk getting in? The backup quarterback, the old joke is the most popular person in the organization because if anything goes wrong, everybody thinks he's the answer. If it's Tua, it's Tua. It's almost like a reset, Hawk, where you're resetting, but Tua is your backup quarterback that you brought in, and you're not paying him 50. You have to pay him 50. But the number attached to him makes him stay on the roster. But everyone knows it's not your team anymore. You're here to be a backup. Go sit in your corner, play your ukulele, and be happy with life and go get rich real fast for 12 months. I think, you know what? I'm back on that side, Hawk. OG got me.
You want Tua on your Dolphins roster next season?
Hawk, we're going to pay him $50 million. Not
take the money out of it. Take the money out of it. It's not your money.
But Hawk,
it's not your money.
Not my money. But we're paying Tua not to be here. And I don't think we could bring in a backup quarterback that's better. An insurance policy. Hawk, how put it this way? We have a quarterback insurance policy that we don't have to pay for it for 10 months. We already paying the insurance, the premium. We're paying the premium. Now we have an insurance policy that we don't have to pay for. He's sitting in the bleachers, walking around, playing Papa Shot. If somebody gets hurt, whoever's there, and I don't want Tua to start, but if somebody gets hurt, now you can continue to run an offense that can be successful.
All right, but you have to answer that question, though, because you're making the personnel decisions. You want Tua Tagovailoa on your Dolphins roster in 2026.
Yes. Yes, I do.
I'm not certain I believe you, and I'm not certain you believe you.
No, because if we, like you said, take the money out, if we already have to give him $50 million, so pay him $50 million to play for somebody else, or pay him $50 million to play for us. Play for us. His personality is not going to cause any trouble in that locker room. He's not a strong leader. He's not a strong captain. Whoever they bring in is going to be a stronger leader than him. The captains they already got rid of, so they have to acquire new captains. He's going to be the $50 million staircase that we tore the house down around it, and he's just sitting there to look pretty. And you'll get questions for the first 2 weeks of camp, and then they'll die down because he's a backup.
From Dolphins Wire in USA Today, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine and James Daniels were the only free agents brought in by the Dolphins on multi-year deals last year, and now they're out. And they were both incredibly unproductive. You want a little snapshot as to why Chris Greer is no longer there. The only multi-year deals given to free agents, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine and James Daniels. Wildly unproductive.
Didn't James Daniels play 10 plays all season?
I think it was like 3 plays. It was like maybe 3 games, 10 plays, something like that. It was a crazy number.
Yeah.
All right. Let's give out these Dave Matthews Band tickets, and then I'll give you a very abbreviated 15 minutes of heat and some headlines for the 4 o'clock hour as well. But we do have a pair of Dave Matthews Band tickets every day this week, and we're going to give away a pair right now. I told you 420 today. It's a Live Nation show. Dave Matthews Band making their annual stop at I Think Financial Amphitheater in the end of May. What caller number do you want to take for these tickets?
11.
11?
I just always go with 11. It's my
I know,
lucky
it's your roulette number. It's Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Caller 11, 305-567-0560, 305-567-0560. Caller 11 gets the Dave Matthews Band tickets. All right, 15 minutes of heat. That's brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Just mentioning, we talked about Keyshawn Johnson winning the slam dunk contest. Someone had emailed Ira Winderman in the Sun Sentinel. Happy for Keyshawn Johnson. Seems like a great kid. He brought a lot of fun and excitement to the dunk competition and represented the Heat, the 305, and his West Coast roots extremely well. Ira says, the charisma is genuine. Before every interview, Keyshawn Johnson first shakes hands and then answers as animatedly and as candidly as he did during those moments after winning the dunk contest on All-Star Saturday. He is a worthy representative of the team, which is why you could see the true joy from so many within the organization when he won. I became a Keyshawn Johnson fan watching him in the slam dunk contest because I like guys who enjoy what they do. He was obviously enjoying what he did. I thought he was a good showman, and so I'm rooting for him, although I think most recently he was in the G League. I saw something like the last 5 winners of the slam dunk contest have played a combined 57 NBA games in like the last 5 years. Is what it is.
It's M1.
Slam dunk contest, a little bit on its last legs. And a quick look at the headlines here, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. The big news coming off the holiday weekend, Tyreek Hill waived by the Dolphins, James Daniels, Nick Westbrook, Ikhine, Bradley Chubb, all waived by the Dolphins. We've talked about it extensively. U.S. women's hockey, they won yesterday. They're going to play for the gold medal Thursday afternoon versus Canada. We got a gold medal game to watch during the show. U.S. men, they play tomorrow just after 3. They will play the winner of Sweden and Latvia, who are playing right now. So we'll know a little bit later on who Team U.S. is playing in the next game as they continue their quest for Olympic gold. Miami Hurricanes men's basketball, they are on the air tonight, 8 p.m. tip-off from the Watsco Center. They host Virginia Tech. Canes basketball, they are pacing for a tournament berth. Canes women's basketball, they're at the Watsco Center Thursday night. They host Stanford at 8 p.m. Canes baseball, they swept 3 games from Lehigh over the weekend. They host UCF tonight, and they host Indiana State tomorrow night in Coral Gables. MLS season opens on Saturday. Inter Miami is at LAFC, and Messi is questionable for the game, probably doubtful to play. And the Marlins open spring training Saturday in Port St. Lucie. They play the Mets. Their home opener is Sunday in Jupiter. Your weather in Miami, it's 77 degrees and partly cloudy right now. Going to be upper 60s tonight. Tomorrow, low of 68, high of 78, and it's going to be bright and sunny all day. Have a lot of stuff to get to still in the 4 o'clock hour. Cheetah Pompano, that's a great spot to watch a game or a fight. They got VIP areas, 4 stages of entertainment, the most beautiful ladies in South Florida. Cheetah Pompano, of course, has the amazing complimentary gourmet lunch till 3 p.m. every day. They've got happy hour specials until 6 every day. I say it all the time. Every day is a great day at Cheetah Pompano Beach. You certainly want to make sure to visit Cheetah Palm Beach as well. If you're planning a bachelor party, you know there's nowhere better than Cheetah Pompano or Cheetah Palm Beach to celebrate a bachelor party. And you can get all the info on how to do that by visiting their website, where you can get the details on everything. It is cheetahsofl.com.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
I'm just saying that I'm Hoch. We talk Tua. Hoch Tua.
WQA
Oh. Dave Matthews Band. Somebody won the tickets. Another pair tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. So on Bleacher Report, this is great for when it's slow sports-wise. My son forwarded this to me this morning, and then he and I have been debating a few of the choices throughout the day. Bleacher Report did a ranking of the best 99 quarterbacks in NFL history. So it's a list. The 99 top quarterbacks in NFL history. And it says the Bleacher Report NFL staff wrestled with this. Our panel of writers and editors weighed a player's peak, longevity, career stats, accolades, playoff success, and more when submitting votes for the 99 greatest NFL quarterbacks of all time. If it was measurable, we considered it. If it happened between the ears, we baked that in too. Bonus points for trendsetters and mold breakers, because while stats and awards matter, sometimes sheer talent transcends all that.
Yeah.
So, I'll start with number 99. It's a Miami Dolphin. Who is the 99th greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL?
Earl Morrall? 99.
99th
It has to
greatest quarterback in the history of the league.
So Greasy, Morrall, Chad Pennington, Jay Fiedler, Dan Marino got to be top 10. Dolphins?
Yeah.
Culpepper?
It is Ryan Tannehill.
I can see it.
No, you cannot. Stop it. The 99th best quarterback in the history of the NFL?
99 is a long way down, bro.
Bro, no, it's not. In the history, first of all, there's 64 quarterbacks. There's 32 teams, right? And so there's at least a backup. Yeah. So there's 64 quarterbacks in the league at any given moment. Now, granted, it doesn't change every year, but this was what, Super Bowl 60?
Yeah.
That's a lot of quarterbacks.
It is. And I wouldn't have guessed Tannehill would have been in the top 100 of all time. I'm not that surprised, but if like Earl Morrall and Greasy and those guys have to be on there as well, then if Tannehill – but Tannehill took the Titans to the AFC Championship game?
Right. So it says top accolades, one-time Pro Bowler, one-time comeback player of the year, total seasons 11, so there's your longevity. Ryan Tannehill is one of the rare players to transition from a college wide receiver into a legitimate starting quarterback in the NFL. Before it became the norm, Tannehill showcased plus mobility at the position with 1,210 yards on the ground. He holds the Dolphins' franchise record for most rushing yards by a quarterback. Tannehill had a handful of solid years with the Dolphins, but they eventually traded him to Tennessee, where he showed significant improvement on a playoff-caliber roster. In 2019, Tannehill earned his first Pro Bowl nod and won Comeback Player of the Year. That season, he completed 70.3% of his passes and led the league with a 117.5 passer rating, which are franchise records for quarterbacks with at least one career start. The Titans coaching staff allowed Tannehill to showcase his athleticism. He rushed for 18 touchdowns between 2019 and 21 as a key playmaker alongside Derrick Henry for Tennessee's dominant ground game. The highest vote that Tannehill got was number 77 all-time in history. Lowest vote was a non-vote. He got some just complete non-votes.
With it started out as his plus athletic ability, Tannehill Steve Young was running. Randall Cunningham was running. Like, now they act like this is a prize quarterback. Cam Newton was before him. Michael Vick was before him. Like, a running quarterback, I don't think there should be a plus that he can run. You know what they wanted to say? He was a white quarterback that could run. That's what they left out of the article, is that a white dude could run, and it was impressive. A white guy was that athletic. But, yeah, man, I like Tannehill as a human being. I like Lauren as a human being, his wife. She's funny to be around. But, yeah, Hawk, I think as you're speaking about it, to be one of the top 100 quarterbacks in the history of football.
Quarterback in the history of the NFL?
If Tennessee never happened, because they brought up Derrick Henry in that run with Rabel, if that never happened, there's no chance they'd even brought his name up.
I'm just scrolling through it. fans. Bernie Kosar is number 80 on the list. Culpepper, you mentioned him. Culpepper is number 78 on the list.
No problem with that. Minnesota years, but we all know.
Certainly wasn't the Miami year. Vinny Testaverde, 73. Hurricanes fans. Let's see here. I'm just looking for another Dolphin. I know where Dan Marino is on the list. Oh, there's Earl Morrall. Earl Morrall is 67.
Yeah, I know Earl. And I know Bob Greasy's on there somewhere.
Yeah, it got to be, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Joe Burrow is 66.
Top 20 talent, though. Just never plays.
Yeah. Let's see. Dak Prescott, 59th best quarterback of all time.
That's the only regular season we're speaking of? They don't talk about postseason, huh? It's nothing to do with
Let's see. Here's one that my son had a problem with. Didn't crack the top 50. Number 52 best quarterback of all time is Michael Vick.
He said, when you said between the ears, it's funny because when you said we're going to take in between the ears or something, I automatically went to off the field trouble.
Oh, see, I thought between the ears, I thought that meant being a positive, like somebody showing something that you can't see statistically.
I looked at it as like, it's funny that it's great because that's why the show works. I went to like, Antonio Brown's not making any lists, but he was one of the best dudes ever to run routes and catch balls in the league. But he's just Ocho Cinco's never going to be a Hall of Famer. That's like I went that way with it. And I think Michael Vick would have been a lot higher if the dog stuff and all the off the field stuff didn't happen. Michael Vick, you talking about a trendsetter? They said trendsetters and change the position. Michael Vick changed the position of quarterback in the NFL.
Cam Newton, 43rd best quarterback of all time.
Cam's over Vic?
Yep.
That's wrong. I think
really?
Cam would say that's wrong.
Oh, I don't think so.
Cam would tell you that Michael Vick's better than him.
Let's see. Josh Allen, number 35 all time.
I can't argue that. Josh is special.
Bob Greasy, number 34.
But I just go back to our conversation about his Super Bowl numbers.
Different
era.
He
was 8 for 11 or something. He was 8 for 11 for 113 yards.
Lamar Jackson, 28th best quarterback of all time.
Over Josh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Russell Wilson, 25. No?
No. Russell Wilson is a better quarterback than Josh Allen, Cam Newton,
Super
and
Bowl
Michael
winner,
Vick.
no?
He's just with the Legion of Boom.
But I'm saying, like, you can't, like, that's got to be a positive if you have a Super Bowl win.
And I'll go back to Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson, who I think Little Chan's probably better quarterbacks than them, but they have a Super Bowl ring.
Because right one step below Russell Wilson at number 24 is Eli Manning. He's got 2 rings.
Eli Manning and Russell Wilson are better at quarterback than Josh Allen. That's crazy.
They've got rings. Josh Allen doesn't. I mean, you have to have that postseason success, no?
I understand that Joe Thomas is a 12-time Pro Bowler with no Super Bowl ring.
Well, different position, though.
You have to look at the person and what they do as at their job over their ring. You can't ring count on list of top 100 lists. It's not ring counting.
But it's part of it, though. Terry Bradshaw is 15. He's got 4 rings.
Yeah, Terry Bradshaw is 87. Terry Bradshaw had Bob Greasy numbers.
Let's see here. Dan Marino is number 10.
I'm interested to see who's over him. And Dan has no rings. That's how good Dan was.
Yeah,
he overcame all ring counting.
Dan Marino is arguably the greatest pure arm talent in NFL history, period, full stop. To call his right arm a cannon is an understatement. And in an era when 4,000 passing yards was a big year, Marino did the unthinkable and threw for 5,000 yards. It's legitimately the equivalent of 6,000 passing yards in a season today. Not only was Marino the first quarterback to hit $5,000, but it was over 25 years before Tom Brady and Drew Brees did it again in 2011. During that historic season, his second, Marino won both Most Valuable Player and Offensive Player of the Year. It was the first of 3 straight seasons that he led the league in passing, a feat he would accomplish 5 times over 17 years. Marino tallied a gaudy 61,361 passing yards over a career that got him inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2005. At the time, that was the most passing yards in NFL history.
Look, I'm just warning you, you're going to say one of these names 9 through 1, and it's going to really piss off Dolphin fans. And it's going to piss me off, too.
Number 9 is Steve Young.
I could ride with Steve. Steve was a monster. Steve was one of the first running quarterbacks, dual threat.
Number 8 is Drew Brees.
Better than Dan Marino? Come. Hawk. Drew Brees would say that he's not better than Dan Marino.
Number 7, Brett Favre.
Not going into business with him, but he can sling that biscuit.
Number 6, John Elway.
Yeah, John Elway is one of the dudes people could compare Marino to.
Marino and
that's
Elway,
the argument of who had the strongest arm in the history of football, pretty much.
Number 5, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron don't go on vacation with him, but just judge him on the field.
Don't carry his carry-on bag for him.
It's over for you.
Number 4, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Now my whole thing is he better than Marino? I'm not even thinking about the other guys.
Number 3, Peyton Manning.
Yes. Peyton was good. Am I jaded if I played the guy because now he really emotionally hurt me on multiple occasions?
Well, that's where number 1 is going to be very painful for you.
I knew who 1 was.
Number 2 is Joe Montana, and number 1 is Tom Brady.
Top 10 ain't bad.
Marino, I could make a case that Marino should be higher than 10. Yeah, at lower, yes. I mean, but like higher ranked, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. If Marino won 1 ring, he would be in the top 5, which is
I could make the argument
saying.
if you're talking about, game changers, I could make the argument that Mahomes should be number 2 to Brady 1.
I think Mahomes will jump in this list because Mahomes gonna play another 10 years.
Yeah,
I think Mahomes jumps to 2. Mahomes jumps Joe Montana before it's all said and done with.
Well, the most shocking thing in there to me is Ryan Tannehill, the 99th best quarterback in the history of the league.
I would have to take no dose to go through them all tonight and find them, but there's somebody better than Ryan Tannehill.
Has to be, right? Well, Chad Pennington. Pennington's not on the list. Isn't he a better NFL quarterback than Tannehill? I mean, we're splitting hairs here.
No.
But.
No. Talking about
Tua?
longevity.
How about
and like,
Tua?
Man, get out of here, Hawk.
How about our expensive backup, Tua?
Tua might not make 200. He's go to 199.
Tua is, I was going to say, is he the second best Dolphins quarterback? But no. So it would be Marino, Greasy, Earl Morrall, and then Tua?
Morrall. To that point, do you put Pennington in there for that 1 year that we balled? But he really didn't do it as a Wildcat
I don't
year.
think so. I don't think
But what
so.
about Tannehill? Because if Tannehill's on the list and Tua's not, they're saying Tannehill's better than Tua, but would Tannehill get on that list because of his Tennessee career?
Right. We can't put him on the Dolphins list because of what he did with the Titans, right?
Is it just their Dolphin career? Or
Yeah. Just their Dolphins career.
Tua's, and it's almost not even a braggadocious thing, but it's almost limited candidates. But
people are saying Fiedler, and people are saying Fitzpatrick. I
like Fitzpatrick, but he was just a bright spot on bad teams because he had that Fitz magic, quote unquote, as they called it.
Anyway, that's from Bleacher Report. All right, 5 o'clock Funky Buddha funny. Happy Hour is coming up next. You know, I like a list, man. Those lists, man. When I opened the list, when DJ sent it to me and I opened the list and I saw the first name staring at me, Ryan Tannehill, I almost fell out of my chair. 99th best
NBA
quarterback of all time.
I have to look, Hawk, but yeah, he probably got a couple behind him.
Championship meet energy is nonstop at Gulfstream Park with live racing Thursday through Sunday with featured stakes races on Saturdays. Gulfstream Park also offers the hottest slots and electronic table games and combines the excitement of casino gaming with the thrill of thoroughbred racing in one electrifying destination. Always so much going on at Gulfstream. The Fountain of Youth Stakes is coming up Saturday, February 28th. Tickets are on sale now. Saturday, February 28th is also the next Taste at the Track, Bourbon and Barbecue. Secure your tickets for an unlimited tasting experience that's all about crafted bourbon cocktails and traditional barbecue bites. Enjoy a unique experience while you watch and wager on the Fountain of Youth. And don't look now, but the 75th running of the Curlin Florida Derby, South Florida's biggest race day of the year, is coming up. It'll take place Saturday, March 28th. Tickets are on sale right now. We will do the show live from Gulfstream on Friday, March 27th. To get you ready for the Curlin Florida Derby. But you can get all the info, you can get your tickets, you can make reservations, you could see the daily race entries, you could do it all right now at GulfstreamPark.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you.
Let's
What is this, Jimmy? I can't decipher it. Crank it up for a second.
Once you hear them singing, you'll know who it is.
Sounds like Green Day or something.
Hit it on the head.
Oh, look at that. 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour. And it's brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery. So there's a lot going on at Funky Buddha. First of all, I was going to say Dan Day does trivia tonight, but that's Monday. Today's Tuesday. Feels like Monday, doesn't it?
Well, that really does.
So there is no trivia. So what's tonight? What do they have? Poker tonight?
Yep.
They have poker tonight. Hold on.
Hey,
You know, I have such muscle memory. I opened my phone. I was going to go to Instagram and look at the Funky Buddha Instagram account. This is muscle memory. I opened my phone and my fingers immediately tapped the Hard Rock app. I'm not even joking.
I got to get it bed in.
Yeah. Let's see what we're going on. Yeah, Texas Hold'em tonight, 4, 6, and 8 p.m. So you missed the 4 o'clock already, but you've got the 6 and the 8 p.m. Oh, they're back. They've got the bonsai trees going on again tonight. Only 2 spots left for tonight. Go do the bonsai.
I want to do that. I think that'd be fun.
I was about to say so do I, but I don't. I don't want to do it. I would have a
something to tend
bonsai
to.
tree on my desk or something, but I can't sit there and clip a bonsai tree.
It's like, like an empty nester thing. Like, you don't have anything to take care of. Let me take care of this little tree.
Yeah, I don't know. I got other things that doesn't do it for me. Sticky Treats is hitting the big screen for the spring season. One of Funky Buddha's most requested beers, Sticky Treats. It's a rice blonde ale with vanilla that brings a taste that's not unlike your favorite rice cereal and marshmallow snack. And there's going to be a big Funky Buddha taproom party to celebrate the return of Sticky Treats this Friday, and the party runs all the way through Sunday. And they're going to have exclusive beers, flights, and activations, and you will find Sticky Treats statewide at a retailer near you very soon. Now, I'm not a huge beer fan. I like beer, but I don't love it the way that you and many others do. But Sticky Treats, for me, for my dollar, is one of the best, if not the best beer that Funky Buddha puts out, because it legitimately tastes like that Rice Krispie treat that they're not allowed to say.
Yes. It hits on the name, but
it does.
I can, it's in the top 10. I could name another 9 Funky Buddha beers that I like more, but it's just all preference.
It's all personal preference.
Being in Bradenton and Tampa and that little West Coast area all the time, man, I can get Funky Buddha over there. What?
Formula One, by the way, get ready to start those engines. F1 returns March 7th. Funky Buddha will be your #1 race paddock for every race, with a watch party and the sound on and specials to choose from as well. So if you're an F1 fan, you can watch the races at Funky Buddha all season long. That's the tap room in Oakland Park. All right, let me get you some headlines here for the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour, which are brought to you. And by the way, KC and his wife, Melissa, they owe us some sourdough bread. I thought this weekend, wasn't it this weekend that we were supposed to get some sourdough bread? What's going on there, KC?
Holding out on us.
Holding out on us. Can't
I haven't got any.
They want us.
Can't tease me with fresh sourdough bread and then not deliver.
Well, I'll take a case of, hop gun if things went wrong with the oven.
to make it right. Yeah.
I just want to make it up to me.
Your headlines for the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. NBA All-Star Weekend is over, so NBA action picks up again on Thursday night. Heat will play on Friday night. They'll be in Atlanta. U.S. women's hockey team will play for the gold medal on Thursday afternoon versus Canada. We will watch the game during the show and maybe have a little money on it as well. U.S. men, they play tomorrow about 3:10 in the afternoon. Do we know who they're playing yet, Jimmy? I know that they're playing a lot. They're going to play the winner of Latvia and who?
It looks like they're going to play Sweden because Sweden's up 4-1.
Oh, okay. So winner of Sweden-Latvia, which is going on right now, plays U.S. tomorrow at 10 after 3. We will watch that game and maybe bet on that game as well. Panthers, by the way, they'll return to the ice February 26th after the Olympic break has concluded. Hurricanes basketball. They have got a 3-game winning streak going on. They look good. The latest tournament tabulations have them in the March Madness tournament, so they just got to keep on stringing together some wins. They host Virginia Tech tonight. That's 8 p.m. at the Watsco Center. You can hear that game right here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Joe Zagacki will be on the call. Pregame start at 7:30 tonight, Jimmy?
Yes, 7:30.
All right.
I saw some website because I looked during the break, just UM men's basketball. They called them a sleeper.
They
for
do
the
look
tournament.
good, right? I mean, they've got some
Yeah.
quality wins. The UNC win and the NC State win. Like,
Yep.
they've got some quality wins.
Yeah, man, Jay Lucas got that thing rolling over there quick.
Yep. Canes women's basketball, they'll be back at the Watsco Center Thursday night. They host Stanford at 8 p.m. Canes baseball had an unbelievable opening series against Lehigh. They scored 1 million runs, and they are back on the diamond tonight. They host UCF. That's at Alex Rodriguez Park at Marklight Field, and they host Indiana State tomorrow night. Jimmy, do they do special milkshakes just for these one-off games, or is that only for weekend series? Do you know?
I believe they do it for one-off games too.
They do? Let me take a look-see here. Marklight
They had football scores this weekend.
Let's see.
27-3.
Dolphins would have loved those scores over the weekend.
27? Goodness gracious.
Can we borrow some of those points?
Yeah, I don't see any
Yeah, I mean-
special. I don't see any special shakes for tonight. Yeah, I think it might just be the weekend series.
We going through it with Funky Buddha and the Dolphins schedule where some little areas don't really have a food item.
Well, I just don't know if you could make a special shake for a Tuesday night game against UCF. Well, first of all, UCF's in Orlando, right? What the hell? What are you going to
Yeah.
make?
That's my point, Hawk. What's Orlando's food special?
Maybe bits of turkey leg or something like that from like Disney. I don't know.
That's actually a
Jimmy,
good
that was
idea.
a hell of a thought, Jimmy. That was quick.
That is legit a good idea. I might
Turkey
be
leg
inclined to try that. Let's see who they have coming up this weekend.
They have Lafayette.
Lafayette. Where's Lafayette? Is that Indiana?
One in Georgia.
No, could it be in Louisiana? No.
Oh, you might be right. Lafayette,
There's-
Louisiana.
There's one in Louisiana too.
Yeah.
A little crawfish shake. No, ain't bad.
That's got to be what it is, right? Like crawfish.
Yeah. Or a beignet might be better, but that's time
It's more
consuming.
New Orleans. Fat Tuesday started today, right?
Today's Fat Tuesday?
I think so.
Oh. I
Is
drank
it
too many
Lafayette?
180
Is it Lafayette,
octanes.
Louisiana?
No. Actually, they're in Easton, Pennsylvania.
Oh. Huh.
Now we're back to the hot tamales again, I guess.
Doing that again? Oh, the following weekend, it's your Florida Gators.
Not gonna be 27-3. I guarantee you that.
Put some
What
gator
would you
meat
put in that
the
shake, Jimmy?
the gator meat.
Zaxby's? Zaxby's. No,
Oh,
you
that's
got to put in some salads.
A salad.
Get a salad shake.
We had a little controversy in our baseball program, but we're bouncing back.
Oh, look at that. Somebody puts on the text line. Lafayette is in Pennsylvania. It's actually the rival of Lehigh. Well, Lafayette, you saw what we did to Lehigh If that's your rival, you got a spanking coming.
We're in the Pennsylvania D3 baseball circuit.
I don't understand.
I think they're from the Patriot League conference.
Look at Jimmy. Jimmy knows. I wouldn't even know what a Patriot League was. This guy. You like college baseball? I saw you watching it the other day.
Yeah, I just love it.
College baseball.
College baseball, especially when regionals start.
Yes, regional, super regional. Like, it is fun. I'm telling you, when I went to UM, we would go to Mark Light to watch baseball games. Like, it's fun to be out there, but I never followed it outside. Well, first of all, back in my day, you couldn't follow it because there was no internet. So it wasn't exactly easy to follow college baseball. I think I had to buy a subscription to a magazine.
You got the schedule on a pigeon's foot.
Yeah, exactly.
But the only time you can watch it is like if the game was like on ESPN or ESPN2.
But do you know who the college baseball powerhouses are?
LSU, Miami, Florida. I think,
you don't need to name anymore. You've already won this competition in my book.
Cal Fullerton.
Yeah,
Wow.
Jimmy, just say SEC. You're running away from it. Just say the SEC.
No. FSU is a powerhouse too.
Yeah, talk about the ACC teams, Jimmy. Go ahead. Anywho, Canes baseball tonight and tomorrow night. They've got games. It is UCF tonight, Indiana State tomorrow night, and then Lafayette over the weekend. This Saturday, MLS season opens up. Can you believe it's MLS season already? You've got Inter Miami and LAFC. That's in Los Angeles on Saturday. Messi is doubtful. Marlins open their spring training schedule on Saturday. They'll be in Port St. Lucie, take on the Mets, and Marlins open their home schedule Sunday in Jupiter. And obviously, if you were listening yesterday, we were off yesterday, but if you were listening to Appel and Dan Day and Jimmy yesterday, there was a lot of Dolphins news, which we're going to talk about with Chris Perkins in the next segment. There was a lot of Dolphins news, the biggest news being that Tyreek Hill has been waived after 4 seasons with the Dolphins. Do you think he regrets coming here?
Financially or career-wise? Because financially, he really benefited from being here.
Yeah, financially, it wasn't even a question. I guess career-wise, I mean, he put all his eggs in the Tua basket. I mean, even before he played a snap, he talked about Tua being the most accurate quarterback that he will have ever played with. Like, I just wonder if he regrets. And again, it was a trade, but he essentially was able to choose where he wanted to go.
Because he wasn't leaving Tennessee. He was leaving a perennial Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
And he comes down here and doesn't even win a playoff game his career here.
Didn't Kansas City win the Super Bowl his first season down here?
Yeah. And they were on the top of sports. They were the team that people would bring up when you brought up football. And then he goes to a team that people laugh at points throughout their careers. Yeah, I would say, like I said, financially, he made a lot of money here, but I would say career-wise, I don't know. Team success-wise, for sure, he regrets it. But career-wise, he was the #1 receiver in the world in Miami Dolphin uniform. That's a good question, Hoch.
I just wonder if he feels like he missed out on another Super Bowl ring or two. Did he win one with KC?
I believe he did, didn't he?
I think so.
The first one.
Tyreek, yeah.
Yeah. I just wonder.
The first one, then they got beat by the when Burrow and them beat him in the AFC Championship game. Yeah. Oh, man, that's a good question because career-wise, he had his best season with the Dolphins. Got paid with the Dolphins, but had no team success.
None. I mean, literally went somewhere to be a game changer. And I'm not saying he wasn't a game changer because he could change a game, but he did not change the Dolphins' fortunes at all.
No. After being on a team that was You weren't talking about winning a playoff game. You're talking about winning the Super Bowl every year.
Right.
Kansas City Chiefs don't talk about wild card appearances.
Anyway, 76 degrees in Miami right now, getting down to a low of 64. Tomorrow's going to be nice and sunny, low of 67, high of 78. Chris Perkins is going to talk Dolphins with us in the next segment. You know, people hear me talk about Tucker Duke's lunchbox in Deerfield Beach, and they go, is the menu really that creative? And it really is. Tucker Duke's, it's not just award-winning burgers. It's some of the most creative burgers, some of the most creative menu items in all of South Florida. And it's a cool, nice, relaxed vibe. You have a good meal there. They've got some TVs on, friendly staff. Like Tucker Duke's is just a fun place to grab lunch or dinner or even brunch on the weekends. Hopefully you follow Tucker Duke's on social media. They've launched a cool new series called Burgers, the Show, and they're very creative on social media regardless, but they've got new episodes of burgers dropping all the time. And the February burger of the month at Tucker Duke's is the Be Mine burger. A little nod to Valentine's Day. It's a half-pound juicy beef patty stacked with melty brie, crispy fried prosciutto, a perfectly fried egg, honey truffle aioli, and garlic lemon wilted spinach. It's all served on a festive pink bun. That is romance. That is a burger that you will fall in love with. And it's at Tucker Duke's in Deerfield Beach. Really worth a visit over there. If you're looking for a killer burger joint, this is it. Real Southern-style comfort food using fresh local ingredients. These guys have racked up multiple South Florida Burger Battle wins over the years. You'll see why when you go there. So visit TuckerDukesBurgers.com or follow Tucker Dukes on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and make sure you make your way over there. Tucker Dukes Lunchbox, 1101 South Powerline Road in Deerfield Beach on the southwest corner of Powerline and 10th.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
My metabolic age is 15.
Yeah, well, your metabolic IQ is 15 as well.
WQAM.